Folks, I'm here at one of the best video game stores in my state, checking out one of the best complete Nintendo Switch selections in the city. I'm looking for classics for my collection like Hollow Knight, Super Mario Party, and Stardew Valley. The only problem is I don't have any money. See, for the last year and a half, I've been working on a 100 game Switch collection, and at this point, I only have 29 left to go. But the only way I'm allowing myself to buy these Switch games is by using expected profit from flips I find along the way. Those flip profits will be our Switch budget. So before I come back here, I need to build our budget up a little bit. And the first place I'm going to try to build that budget is Half Price Books. I love coming to Half Price Books to hunt for games for a few reasons. One is you can see they have a really solid variety of games at pretty much every location I go to. Another one is that they don't actually specialize in video games specifically, so you're pretty likely to find stuff here that might be underpriced. And the last reason is they also have a pretty decent coupon system. The unfortunate thing is, one, their Switch selection definitely leaves something to be desired, so we probably won't. I think those are the only two titles in here, so I don't think we're going to be able to find any Switch collection games here. However, there are a really good number of solid titles that we might be able to flip. The first game that I thought had potential is this Mario Kart Wii down here, because I know we'll get 10% off or about $3 off on it, so that'd leave us at like 32 bucks, but unfortunately right now we're only paying 28. And by the way, folks, at the time of filming this, the 1UP app that I made for video game resellers is currently in beta, so I'll be able to use it throughout the day to see what the maximum amount is that I could pay for a lot of the games that we're buying through there. Now, I didn't find anything super interesting in their cartridge section up here, but as I was looking on this third shelf, check this thing out. This is one that I'll always look up. Back to the Future on PS4. This thing's $50, which means after our 10% discount, we'd be paying $45. Now, we don't buy PS4 games onto 1UP, so I had to look it up on the Amazon seller app and check this out. We're getting 88 after fees for this bad boy on Amazon. That is a crazy come up. That'll put us at $43 in our Switch budget, and we're not even done yet. This Rock Band 3 down here would be $27 after discount, and check this out. We're paying $28 on quick flips. That is perfect. On Amazon, we sell those bad boys for $40 after fees, so that'll bring our total budget up to $55 for Switch games. Wait, actually, I think that's $56.
Dang it, Riff, it's already starting.
You are one dumb, ugly man.
Oh man, this one's so close. 35, that'd be like 32 after fees. Looks like we're paying 28, dang. When the numbers are that close, I'm very tempted a lot of the time, but the numbers that we have on quick flips really are like the lowest margin that we should take for our business. So even though technically we could make like $8 on that game, I'm gonna try to stick with my guns and just honor the quick flips numbers. Ooh, this is something that I very rarely see because they sell so quickly. Wii Sports, we're looking for $18 on that, but I don't actually see a price at all. Is there even, okay, yeah, the disc is in there. I may have to ask them about this one. I don't know if the sticker like got removed by someone at some point, or who knows. Ooh, okay, this could actually be something to bring up. The disc looks pretty scratchy. We've got an excellent resurfacer machine, so I'm not really worried about it, but that's something I might bring up at checkout to see if they might do a little damage discount for me, or I don't know. But resurfacing or not, if it ends up being $18 or under, I'll go ahead and pick it up because that's what we pay for it, and I can still make at least $10 on it. Okay, this is another one that I know we buy pretty often, Family Game Night 3. I can't remember if that's close to our target price or not. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna see if the scan feature is gonna work for us today. All right, 1UP, don't fail me now, baby. Come on. Hey, there we go. And $12, yes! That's perfect, because after discount, we'll be at 11 or so for this. This game, since it is so cheap, is not going to be a huge money maker for us. It'll be like $7 in profit or something like that, but that still brings us up to like, I think 63 in the budget? That's probably right, Riff?
Nice!
This is another one of those titles, Stick of Truth. The price on this has exploded on PS4, but I don't think the same is true for PS3. Let's see. Yeah, $1.50 after fees. We'll go ahead and leave this one. Ooh, can we go 2 for 2 on Family Game Night 3? Let's see. Yeah, look at that, baby. $10 and $10. And now, normally we'd make like $6 on this bad boy, but I'm just gonna say it's 5 because if the budget went to 69, Editor Riff would get way too excited. So anyways, with $68 in the budget, I'm gonna go see what they are gonna do about this, and I'll catch up with you guys in the car. Oh my gosh, folks. If that stop was a restaurant, it would be Chipotle. This bad boy right here, he looked at it, he said, you know what, normally it'd be $15, but you know, with the scratches and everything,
$5.
$5 Wii Sports at half-price books, I'm over the moon. That brings our total budget up to $90 for Switch games. And I would venture to guess that when we head back to Through the Decades, we'll be able to find multiple really solid titles for the collection. Folks, I just realized that getting that $10 discount on Wii Sports made me just about as happy as when I realized we sold over $1 million in video games on Amazon last year. Like, that's how cheap I am. But folks, before we head back to the big boy game store, I want to go to a couple of my favorite regional chains, Game Exchange, because they actually tend to have really solid prices. And also the games that are going up in price, whoa, sorry about that. The games that are going up in price the quickest, they tend to be kind of slow to adjust prices on, so it's fairly easy to catch them slipping on stuff if you know what to look for. Ooh, folks, Target acquired. Look what I just spotted in the glass cases. Check this out.
I like money.
Not just a copy of Nintendo Switch Sports, which has been on our list forever, but a $40 complete copy that still has the box and I presume also the strap, the leg strap that comes with it inside. If it does have that, that would be very difficult to pass up. I have not seen a big box copy of this yet on our Switch travels. However, if possible, I would love to be able to keep our current $90 in the budget until we get to our last stop of the day. So if I could find enough profit to buy it just in this store, that would definitely be ideal. Also, check out this Switch section. Looks like they've got actually more complete titles than I'm really used to seeing here, honestly. Ooh, that's an interesting one. I can't remember if that one's still on our list or not. Need for Speed. Oh man, that's another one that's on our list. Holy cow. Oh, and another Mario game on our list. Dang, folks, we could totally just drain the entire budget in this stop. Disney Illusion Island. This has come out since I actually made the Switch list, and I do think it looks pretty interesting. From what I understand, it's a pretty standard 2D platformer with Disney characters, but gosh, at 33 bucks, I honestly would love to come away with this one. And there are definitely some other games on my current list that I'm less interested in, so this one's gonna be a maybe for us right now. Usually where I like to start on my hunts is in the glass case, and the first thing I saw was this Zelda Link to the Past. Not sure if you guys can see, it's marked at 30 bucks down there, which is exactly what we pay on Quick Flips. So that'll be like a $13 profit, which is a really solid start for us. Not really seeing anything crazy in the glass case disc section down here. This Pinball Hall of Fame was close, but no cigar. 30 bucks for that. Looks like we could get 36 on Amazon, but it's a slow seller, so we're gonna leave that. This is one thing that really surprised me to see. I think this is a first for me. We've got multiples of sealed 3DS games here. I wonder if they like cleared out some other retailers or something like that. I'm honestly not sure, but the prices on it weren't anything that really intrigued me. Like, we've got 50 bucks on sealed Luigi's Mansion, 70 right there on Superstar Saga. I think these are pretty dang close to market value, so I'm gonna pass on those for today. Here's another one that's right on the nose. 18 bucks for Mario and Sonic at the Sochi Olympics. Stickered at 18, and that is exactly what we're paying for it. We'll be able to make 8 bucks on that, which puts us at 111, so, you know, we're getting there. I kept looking around the store for the next half hour or so trying to find some more flips, and I was able to find a few. Budokai Tenkaichi 2 was pretty much right on the money at 18 bucks. We'll be able to make 8 on that. The Hip Hop Dance Experience was a great price at 15, and we'll be able to double our money on that one. Then I found Alice Madness Returns, which at 25 bucks is a bit of a slower seller, but we should be able to double our money, which puts us at a budget of $159 and gives us more than enough to buy the Switch Sports. So folks, with the profit from these 4 games, we're in really solid shape to buy that Switch Sports over there, but I spied one more thing on my way out. This is not something I come across too much. An OEM Super Nintendo controller for 15 bucks was what surprised me, because as you can see, normally we pay 19 a piece for these, so that'll net us a really solid $12 profit on this. And folks, I gotta be honest, with $171 in our Switch budget, I may have to buy more than one game here. Wow, folks, I honestly can't believe how successful this game hunting day has been. Not only did we get 6 solid flippable items, but we got a complete in-box Nintendo Switch Sports for 40 bucks. I don't know how close that is to market rate these days, but it seems like a pretty solid deal. Nintendo Switch Sports for 40 bucks. And then I did also, I'll be honest, did decide to splurge on one more game. Drum roll, please, editor riff. I did indeed go with Disney Illusion Island. Now, before you guys roast me in the comments, I gotta give you my reason. 69. First of all, this is literally the first time I've ever seen this game used out in the wild, and I felt like I had to pick it up because Mario games I'm just likely to see later on. Second of all, at $33, it felt like a little bit less of a commitment. All right, so it's after lunch now. I decided to make our next stop the other half-price books in town because of how well we did at that last one. And I'm really curious whether we can keep this insane streak alive, but there's one problem that remains unresolved. And that question is, since Disney Illusion Island was not on our original Switch list, what game are we going to cross off of the list instead? And after thinking about it long and hard, I've come to the conclusion that I think the answer has to be Agalos. Because as cool as it is that game has basically a green Blastoise on the front cover, I was doing some research and realized that it's inspired by Wonder Boy, which is another Switch game which I played earlier this year and honestly didn't like. It kind of turned me off to the idea of playing that game, so that one is going to get the axe in favor of the Disney game. All right, folks, so coming into the video game section right off the bat, I was taking a look in this glass case. You know me, I'm a little bit of a glass case hoe. And I saw this bad boy right here, which I would have sworn was a great deal. Lunar Dragon Song. The games in the Lunar series tend to be really expensive, and this one at $5, I was like, surely they mispriced that, and it's actually a killer deal, but in fact, I looked it up. Turns out this game is weirdly not that valuable. It's both a slow seller and it's only available in new condition on Amazon for $18 after fees, and because this one's loose, it sells so slow. So unfortunately gonna have to leave that one behind. And honestly, folks, worst of all, I'm looking at these prices and it looks like a lot of them are either at or maybe slightly above regular retail prices, which does not bode super well for my reselling intentions. Look, like $40 on Fire Emblem Awakening, 40 more on Alpha Sapphire, 100 on Complete Black. Like usually even at conventions, that'll be like 80 or 90. So I'm gonna keep pressing on. We'll see if we can squeeze a little profit out of this place yet. This was another one I thought might have potential. Transformers Devastation for 40. It's gone up a good bit in recent years. That used to be like a $15 game, but just looked it up, exactly 40 after fees. And folks, I can tell you right now that seeing me use the Amazon Seller app in a video, Hater Hank is about to go crazy in the comments like, this Phoenix Resale spent all his money on a video game app and he doesn't use it in his own videos. Hi. Now, at the time of shooting this, 1UP is still in beta for the next week or so, but eventually I want to make it so that the Amazon data shows up in addition to price charting and quick flips, right down around here above the search games part. And we do actually currently have access to Amazon's data, so I think it's only a matter of time before we start incorporating it. And once we can, I'll no longer have to jump back and forth between apps to check prices, which is honestly kind of the reason that I wanted to build an app in the first place. But until that point, I'm gonna have to keep manually checking games on Amazon for games like this that I know we don't have quick flips offers on. And it looks like this one is another dud. And I've actually been doing a lot of thinking recently about 69 how to talk about 1UP on the channel going forward, because it's kind of paradoxical. On the one hand, I definitely don't want to talk about it too much because that can come across as just very self-interested. But on the other hand, I definitely don't want to stop talking about it because, for one, what would that say about my own confidence in this thing that I've built that I'm really proud of? And also, in basically every video on my channel up until this point, I've talked about using the Amazon Seller app because it's what I have used. It's kind of natural. Ooh, and speaking of shamelessly hawking my own products, this Resident Evil seems like it has really good potential because it's actually on discount today. But I don't know, I think ultimately where I'm going to land is probably talking about it more in game hunting videos like these, where it's more organic. And how about that, folks? We're paying $16 on a $15 game. That's sweet. Whoa, this guy's gonna bring us up from a $98 budget to $108, which is pretty solid given that I didn't know if I would. Ooh, Oh, hold on folks, I just spotted something on the top shelf here. I can't remember exactly what we're paying for this, but Budokai Tenkaichi 3, I know we get a lot of people sending this to us because our price is really good. Wow, I guess I'll just have to so organically look it up now on my new app. Did you know I made a new app? It's called One Up. You can get it at it's out now. You can get it at one-up.app because I couldn't afford just one up. I couldn't afford to take out the dash because the domain was too expensive and I was too poor after having it made. One-up.app. But yeah, folks, check this out. We got 140 on Tenkaichi and we're paying 145. That's perfect. It's looked like, oh wow, Complete is going for 175 on price charting, so they're actually a little bit below that. That's really solid for us because after fees on Amazon, we're getting around $200 for that. So if it's in good condition, that's going to put us at a whopping $168 budget going into this last stop. And look at this, folks, the good luck just keeps coming. A Wii Sports Resort I saw poking out. I was like, surely I won't be able to afford it. But look at this, $15. We normally pay $25 for this bad boy. This is gonna be like a $20 profit. And on top of all that, folks, you know what I just remembered? My cashier from earlier today gave me my 10% coupon back, so we're gonna get 10% off everything that we buy. I'll let you know as soon as I get out of here what this all factors into, but this is crazy. Folks, I cannot believe our luck. Not only did the 10% off coupon work, but look at this. It was complete. Budokai Tenkaichi 3 on PS2 was complete, priced at $25, no more. Priced at $35 under price charting plus 10% off. This this has got to be the luckiest day of game hunting I've ever had. So, I mean, let's recap here for a moment, shall we? Because this has been crazy. Not only did we, at our first stop, find a $40 game that we could double up on, but we also got a Wii Sports for $5 because it was scratched. We then found 2 excellent Switch games for the collection at our second stop, in addition to 6 really solid flippable titles. And then at this half-price books, we somehow hit the freaking coupon glitch, got 10% off on over $200 worth of stuff, found a $15 Wii Sports Resort that is complete, a $35 underprice charting Budokai Tenkaichi 3, which isn't even discounted, that then got the 10% off. And folks, all of that has left us with $236 in the Switch budget. This last stop is going to be insane. And folks, here we are back at the Switch Mecca of Kentucky with $236 in our pocket. Let's see what we can make happen. Now, I have to be honest, folks, this Switch section is not quite as beefy as I remember it being in previous trips. We do have a really good number of complete titles here, though, and right off rip, I saw this one over here, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. It's a pretty standard 3D hack and slash Warriors game. I've played it before and it got a little bit redundant to me, but I love the world of Hyrule in the Breath of the Wild series so much. This takes place like sort of in the same map. I had to put it on my Switch list. I think technically I have the definitive edition on there, but I don't think I'm going to play it enough to really matter. So that is a really solid find to start off right there. Before I take a deeper look into the rest of the Switch section, though, I kind of want to take a spin around the rest of the video game section of this absolutely massive store here. This is actually mostly a sport and Pokemon card shop, but back here they have like toys and consoles, and they've got all these games out in the open here now. They've been shuffling some stuff around. I just want to see if I can find any more quick flips or just like interesting things around to show you guys. For example, a lot of you guys know the Deadpool movie is coming out soon, so the price on that game has been rising. That's an easy $14 into $24 on Amazon. Also, I've never seen one of these in real life, an Elite Series 2 Halo Infinite controller for $300. Wow. Also in the handheld section over here, they had a couple really interesting things. One is the Pokeball 2DS XL over there, and then also the Xerneas and Yveltal 3DS XL right there for $200. Looks like we're technically paying $185 for it right now, but he did say that because apparently today is the official Pokemon day, they're having a sale on some Pokemon stuff, so I may be able to sweet talk that one a little bit. In general, people definitely do underestimate the power of just having good relationships with employees. This little bad boy is sealed right here. I'll have to look that up. And even just like, oh, here's another sealed game. Disney Princess there. We'll check on that. I don't generally have a ton of luck with the U-Draw stuff. But yeah, even just asking for discounts, like I had no idea that there was going to be a sale going on today, but I just asked an employee and he was like, yeah, apparently it's Pokemon Day, so all our Pokemon singles are 20% off or something like that. But he was like, maybe if you find a Pokemon game, we could work something out for you. So we'll see. And yeah, I thought this Michael Jackson game was pretty cheap at $10. Looks like normally we're paying $16 for it. So this is actually the kind of game that could very feasibly be flipped to us from a retail store like this for any of you 1UP users out there who are looking for good potential titles to look for. And check out this high-end handheld section too. The number of complete Pokemon games in here is just really exceptional. But folks, back to our task at hand here. The unfortunate thing is I'm really not seeing almost anything at this point that is still on our list that I can really recognize. They've got a lot of doubles in here and a lot of sealed stuff, so I don't know if a lot of this is like from distributor relationships or what, like Crystalis, Sid Meier's Civilization. They've got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Definitely a lot of good games in here, but not a lot that are, I'm really kicking myself now for passing up on all those good Mario games in Game Exchange, man. The only thing is I'm kind of running out of time, so I don't know if I should try to run back to Game Exchange now or just like spend the rest of my $200 here. Well, folks, I did end up going back to Game Exchange to pick up my last few games, but a couple of the ones that I got may surprise you. Because in addition to picking up Nintendo Switch Sports, an absolute classic, Hyrule Warriors, and Disney Illusion Island, I also decided to go back and get the Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. This is a game that in my original Switch collection I played through entirely and absolutely loved, so I knew I had to get it on this list. Then I decided to pick up Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Rescue Team DX. This was $45, and back in my middle school days, I actually played through Blue Rescue Team originally and haven't dipped my toes back into the franchise since then, so I'm excited to give this one a whirl. And then the true wild card of the entire day, on a whim, I decided to pick up Super Mario RPG. This one came out in the last year since I made the Mission Switch list, and I've heard really good things about it from people who love the original. I've never tried this one out on the Super Nintendo or Switch, so this one seemed like a great investment at $50. I just have to decide which game to take off of the list in its place. And ultimately, I decided to sacrifice Unpacking on the Switch. From my understanding, this game is in the cozy game genre, which I don't really vibe with a ton except for maybe like Stardew Valley, so it seemed like a worthwhile sacrifice to get this game into the collection. And folks, it's hard to believe at this point we only have 23 games left in the Mission Switch series. It's been a year and a half now since we started this thing. For any of you crazy enough who want to go back and watch the whole thing from the beginning, I'll link the playlist of the whole series right down here, and I'll catch you guys on the flip.